Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is Saturday. It is the 1st of March. It is Govinda Masa, Phalguna Masa, Sukla Paksham, Vidya Tithi. There are no Vaishnav events today. So we shall quickly move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Sukadeva Goswami describing to Parikshit Maharaj about the Vidra's pastimes, about the just bringing from the topic of the Kurukshetra battle, just before the Kurukshetra battle, and how Krishna was acting like a messenger on behalf of the Pandavas, and Krishna spoke all the good words to the Kauravas like Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana, and everyone in the assembly. But even though the words are nectarian, people like Bhishma, Vidura, Dronacharya, they accepted those words, but not the Dhritarashtra, because they were bereft of all the pious credits by the impious deeds, like they're trying to kill these Pandavas in so many other ways since their childhood. So likewise, यदा च पार्थप्रहितः सभायं जगद्गुरुर्यामि जगाद कृष्णः नतानि पुंसाम् अमृत ऐनानि राजोरुमेनि क्षतपुण्यलेशः राजोरुमेनि क्षतपुण्यलेशः Kshatrapunyalesha, they are bereft of all the pious activities. Jagat Guru Yani Jagada Krishna. Even though Krishna, who is the Jagat Guru, he went personally and to speak to the Dhritarashtra and the company. But Namene, but they did not take those words. Those words are Amruta Ayanani, just nectarian words. So later on, Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning, even though Krishna spoke, later on, Dhritarashtra, he used to call Vidura into his personal room and asking for the counseling, for good instructions. Though Vidura gives all good instructions, but Dhritarashtra does not take. Only for the sake of that, he wanted to pretend that I am hearing good instructions. But irrespective of Dhritarashtra's intentions, Vidura is always give only good instructions only. So sometimes we also see outside people, they pretend that they are hearing all good instructions from the sadhus, but intentionally all their activities are not at all good. So there is again a small story about a crane and the fishes, and it is pretending like I am a sadhu, and just but whenever all the fishes are thinking that this crane, this bird is not harming all our fishes, it is not eating us even though we are coming nearer to, and they made a friendship. But this crane, it was eating the fishes one after another, it by telling some story that this pond is going to dry up and then I will take you into the different pond where there is full of water. In such a way, every day it used to take the fishes. It is just kind of a story. So that is the fake. It is the fake. Dhritarashtra used to call Vijaya for our different kind of good counseling, but he does not take into seriously. So here, likewise, Dhritarashtra, whenever he calls, Vidra goes and then he gives all the good counseling, and also in the assembly he gives the good counseling to Dhritarashtra. All those counseling of Vidura, it is glorified by the all the ministers. So such a beautifully he gives. So it balances all the political affairs and also moral instructions as well. So even though Dhritarashtra is performing such kind of heinous acts towards the Pandavas, but Yudhishthira, he was tolerating and bearing all such kind of acts by Dhritarashtra. He was so forbearant. He was uh, simply bearing all such kind of acts along with his brothers and mother. But out of those brothers, Bhimasena, who is called Rukodhara, he is always just like a revenge snake. So towards the Kauravas, because he has made a vow in the Kuru assembly that when the Pandavas were insulted, Draupadi was insulted. At the time, he made a vow that I am going to kill all the Kauravas, all the 100 Kauravas, children of Dhritarashtra, and will break the thigh of Duryodhana. He made two vows. One is the break the thigh of a Duryodhana, that is the first vow. Second vow is killing all the 100 children of Dhritarashtra. So he is very angry, like angry snake. So, oh, Dhritarashtra, at least your fear of this Bhimasena, though Yudhishthira is bearing all such kind of acts with so tolerant, but you are definitely fearful of the Bhimasena. Likewise, Vidura is counseling, giving good instructions to Dhritarashtra for only for his good sake. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is speaking to Parikshit. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 1, verse number 10 and 11. यदोपहूतो भवनं प्रविष्टो मन्त्राय पृष्टः किल पूर्वजेन अतः तन्मन्त्रदृशां वरीयान् यन्मन्त्रिणो वैदुरिकं वदन्ति यद उपहूतो भवनं प्रविष्टो यद उपहूतः is when he was called by Bhavanam Pravishto. So whenever Vidura was called Yad Upahoto Bhavanam Pravishto, Vidura used to enter into the palace of Dhritarashtra. Bhavanam Pravishto Mantraya Prushtaha. Mantraya for consultation. Prushtaha asked by Kila Purvajena. Kila, of course, by the Purvajena, by the elder brother. This is Dhritarashtra, elder brother of Vidura. So this is the Yadu Upahoto Bhavanam Pravishto Mantraya Prushtaha Kila Purvajena. And then Ataha Tan Mantra Dusham Variyan. Ataha Tan Mantra Dusham Variyan. So after that, Ataha, it is said, thus said, Tan Mantra Drusham. And whatever the advice or counseling that that Vidura is giving to Dhritarashtra, Mantra Drusham, Drusham is just suitable. Variyan, these are all like a excellent. They're the best counseling. Variyan, it is glorified counseling. Yan Mantrino, by the ministers of the state or the expert politicians. Yan Mantrino, Vaidrikam Vadanti. So they are glorifying such kind of counseling of Vidura, the best counseling. Yan Mantrino, Vaidrikam Vadanti. So this is Parikshit, as Parikshit Maharaj asked about the Vidura and the conversations between Vidura and Maitri Rishi. So now Sukadeva Goswami describing how the characteristics of the Vidura. So his counseling is the best one. Everyone glorifies his counselings. Variyan. Yan mantrino vaidrikam vadanti. So instructions by Vidura, they do say vadanti. Do they say like that? Yad upahoto bhavanam pravisto mantraya prushtaha kila purvajena ataha tan mantra dusham variyan. Yan mantrino vaidrikam vadanti. So, translation for this verse. When Vidura was invited by his elder brother Dhritarashtra for consultation, he entered the house and gave instructions which were exactly to the point. His advice is well known, and instructions by Vidura are approved by expert ministers of state. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jaya. Political suggestions by Vidura are known as expert. Just as in modern times, the Pandita Chanakya is considered the authority in good counsel in both political and moral instructions. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So Chanakya Pandita, so he has given, we know Chanakya Chandragupta. So he was acting as a like a minister to the Chandragupta, the king. Uh, so I think there is again beautiful movie also is made on the Chanakya and Chandragupta, how they have, but these are the good pair of the minister and the king to rule the kingdom very nicely. Okay, so here Chanakya, Prabhupada is glorifying Pandit Chanakya is the like a authority in good counsel in political and moral instructions. And he used to give so many instructions like about if a person has got a enemy, like his wife has like a enemy, friend as enemy, snake, and also the servant, four people. If they have got bad intentions, then that person is the person is going to surely die in soon. Likewise, Prabhupada used to say some kind of moral instructions from the Chanakya's uh, moral instructions. Okay, so this is about the Vidura. So Vidura is the best counselor. And then further Sukadeva Goswami is describing that in the next shloka that even though Yudhishthira was tolerating all the heinous acts of Dhritarashtra, but along with his brothers, but Bhimasena, he was very angry towards the Dhritarashtra's activities, to whom Dhritarashtra might be very fearful. Likewise, whenever Vidura says to Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra did not take very seriously. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami saying in this verse, अजातशत्रुः प्रतियच्यदायं तितिक्षतो दुर्विषहं तवागहं सहानुजो यत्र वृकोधराहिः स्वसनृषा यत् यत्त्वम् अलं भिवेशि यत्त्वम् अलं भिवेशि Ajata so of Yudhishthira, who has no enemy at all. Pratiyachadayam, and whenever, whenever Vidura says, you return your Pandavas kingdom to them, their legitimate share. Ajatasatruho Pratiyachadayam, he used to give such kind of things only for benefit of Dhritarashtra only, but he does not give. अजातशत्रुः प्रतियच्यदायं तितिक्षतो दुर्विषहं तवागहम्. And titikshaha, and of he who is so forbearing, durvishaham, unbearable. Durvishaham is the unbearable. Twag, uh, tavagaha, so tavagaha, the offenses that is committed by the Dhritarashtra. Ajatashatruho pratiyachyadayam titikshato durvishaham tavagaha. He does not give any land to the Pandavas. Saha anujo yatra. Saha anujo yatra. Along with here, Yudhishthira along with his brothers. Along with the younger brothers like Yudhishthira, Bhimasena, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva. These are five brothers. Along with his brothers, Saha anujo yatra. So he was forbearing all kinds of heinous activities, the sinful activities committed by Dhritarashtra. But Vrukodara Ahihi, Vrukodara Bhimasena is the Ahihi. Ahihi is like a snake. It is a revenging snake. It is like revenging snake. Swasan Rushayat. Swasan Rushayat is like breathing heavily. Bhimasena is breathing heavily in anger. Rusha, very heavily. Yattum alam bhivesi, whom you verily do fear of the Bhimasena. Likewise, Vidura is giving counsel to Dhritarashtra. You are fearful of Bhimasena, who is like a angry snake and breathing very heavily and waiting for the moment to kill all the Dhritarashtra's children because they have committed so offensive, so many sinful activities towards Draupadi and the Pandavas in the Kuru assembly. अजातशत्रुः प्रतियच्यदायं तितिक्षितो दुर्विषहं तवागः सहानुजो यत्र वृकोदराहिः स्वसनृषा यत्त्वम् अलं भिवेशि. So translation for this verse. Vidura said, "You must now return the legitimate share to Yudhishthira, who has no enemies, and who has been forbearing through untold sufferings due to your offenses. He is waiting with his younger brothers, among whom is the revengeful Bhima, breathing heavily like a snake. Surely you are afraid of him. Surely you are afraid of him." So Vidura speaks to Dhritarashtra, so like that. But it is true. So there is no purport about this. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. So Bhimasena, he has got whenever he was child, as soon as he was born, he has by the divine power of the Vayudeva. So Kunti Mata begot by the Vayudeva is Bhimasena. He is so powerful since his childhood itself. Once upon a time, when there was an incident that Kunti Maharani having the child in her lap, and then this uh, Pandu, and he was with the Yudhishthira somewhere else. At that time, when there was a tiger was roaring, and then immediately with the fear, the Kunti Maharani, that from the child fell from the Kunti Maharani hand on top of the big rock, and then they were searching after that sound has gone, and then the Kunti Maharani, so he fell from a peak of the mountain from somewhere like some deep pit, something like that. So at that time they went and see the child where he is. At that time, wherever the child has fallen, that rock was broke and child was safe. So he was by birth itself he was so powerful, and the baby itself. Later on, as he grew, he was so also very powerful, and by the strength. Later on, whenever uh, this Duryodhana was committing some of sinful activities to kill Bhimasena at that time, even though he fed the poisonous food, Bhima did not die. And after that, he went to the unconsciousness state at that time. Duryodhana and Dushasana, so these two brothers, they have tied the Bhimasena with the rope and put a big rock around his waist and then threw him into the water. And then whenever Bhimasena was thrown into the water, and then he fell in there, and then there in that waters, uh, again there was a pastime like how the Nagas, the demigods, they came, took the Bhimasena to their palace in the Patala Loka, where the Nagas are living. So there Vasuki was the king, and then there was a minister also. The minister of the Vasuki, they're all serpents. Sorry, Nagas, not the serpents. Serpent is different, Nagas are different. Nagas are, they can change their forms into the human, but serpent cannot. They're called Sarpas. Sarpa and Naga, two different living entities. Nagas are having some divine power. So there, at the time, they have taken Bhimasena there, and then there he got the consciousness, and then they were saying, then who are you? Then Bhimasena was saying, I am the son of Kunti and then son of Pandu, something like that. Then they understand that the counselor of that Naga king, that counselor, he was the great great grandfather of the Kunti Devi. And then understanding that they have treated Bhimasena very nicely, they give the ambrosyal nectar to Bhima, and even a little part, it will, once who takes a pinch of that nectar, one gets immense strength, and it is very difficult to drink even one part. But Bhimasena drink so many parts of like that. And then he went into the drowsy, the deep slumber sleep. And then as soon as he wakes up, then he feels so much of strength. So strength of 10,000 elephants strength, like that. And even though those people, Naga people, were very surprised to see that. So though Duryodhana has committed such activity to kill Bhima, but Bhima, it was benefited to him itself. It is all by the will of Krishna only. So wherever they are trying to kill Pandavas or Bhimasena, it benefited somewhere or other to the Pandavas. So that is what Kunti Maharani also prays. Vishad Mahagnehe Purushad Darshanat Asasabhaya Vanamasa Krutyataham Mrude Aneka Maharatasrato Dhaunyasya Tashashmi Harebhi Rakshitaha Harebhi Rakshitaha. The Krishna was protecting them all the time. Vishan Mahagnehe Purushada Darshanat. In so many times, the Vishan, that is the Vishan, that is the linking to this Bhimasena's pastime when he was child. Okay, so there are likewise many activities. Dhritarashtra committed sinful activities. And here Vidura is also once, whenever Pandavas are sending to the place, to the Lakshagraha, at the lacquer house, at that time, Vidura was giving the instructions to Yudhishthira in such a language that no one can code language. It is the coding language. No one can understand. Even Pandavas cannot understand. Only Vidura speaks, Yudhishthira understands. Though it was a conversation appears that natural, but Yudhishthira understands that there is going to be a danger from the fire. So that one, after Pandavas reached that to place, Laksha Gruha or Lakar house, at the time Kunti Maharani asks Yudhishthira. So I think when we were coming from the Hastinapura, Vidura was saying something. So I did not understand anything. Can you please explain this to me? Then Yudhishthira said that there is a danger is waiting and we are put up into the danger to the fire. So he has likewise Vidura gives so many counselings to the Pandavas, and also whenever Vidura after his pilgrimage, after Kurukshetra battle is finished, and then he has returned to the Hastinapura. There still Dhritarashtra is there, and then Pandavas are there. Yudhishthira is now king. And as soon as they're all seeing Vidura, they're all very happy to see him after a very long time, after his pilgrimage. At the time, Yudhishthira mentions that Apismarata no Yushman Pakshachaya Samedhitan Vipadghana Vishagnehe Vishagnadehe Mochita Yat Samatrakaha. So Yudhishthira says, my uncle, do you remember how you always protected us and my mother from all kinds of different calamities? Just like the bird maintains its babies, the chicks, with her wings. Whenever there is a rain, the mother, it spreads its wings and protect the babies. Likewise, when we are in dangers, you have protected us. In such a way, Vidura very beautifully glorifies Vidura. Chaya Sameditan, Paksha Chaya, just like the wings of a bird and protecting the baby chicks. Likewise, Yudhishthira glorifies Vidura. Okay, so this is about glorifying Vidura and what kind of person Vidura he is, how he is giving good instructions to Dhritarashtra. Okay, so that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So many things to learn. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jaya. So we shall move to the Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today letter to Jaya Dvaita, July 12th, 1970, Los Angeles. So can I request Sanjita Mataji to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My dear Jaya Advaita, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 6 July 1970 and noted the contents. Regarding the missing translation, it is as follows. First canto, chapter 3, verse 6 translation. So, in the beginning of the creation, first of all, there were the four unmarried sons of Brahma, Kumaras, and they underwent severe austerities, being situated in avowed celibacy for realization of the absolute truth. Regarding your second point, all incarnations should be proper nouns and therefore capitalized. It does not matter whether they are Vishnu Tattva or Jiva Tattva, Satyavesha, Avatar, or plenary expansions. The incarnations listed, however, may be classified as followed. Vishnu Tattva is Kapila, Naranarayana, Rama, Balaram, Krishna, the Purushas, the boar, Yagya, Rishabha, Matsya, Kurma, Dhanvantari, Mohini, and Kalki. The Jiva Tattva, the empowered, Narada, Vyas, Buddha, Kumara, Dattatreya, Prithu, and Bhrigupati. Hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well-wisher A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shamishila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any taking points, Mataji, from here?
Yes, Prabhu. Jai Advaita Swami, I mean, he was one of the most important. He was engaged in all Prabhupada's book publishing from the very initial stage of translating, purport, and different other stages of the book publication and things. So in that regard, he must have asked about some translation missing about one of the first canto, chapter 3 and verse 6. So Prabhupada, from the Sanskrit, he gave the translation. Somehow Prabhupada must have missed, so he was telling about this translation about the four Kumaras. Like we are learning about the four Kumaras in a Saturday discussion, how they were. So his Prabhupada is saying like they were the four unmarried sons of Brahma, whom he created to increase the progeny, but they were not interested in that. They just were interested in like doing severe austerities to in celibacy, and so they did not get married as their father wanted, and for realization of the absolute truth. So they were deeply meditating in the Lord, and finally after that we are learning how they came to Vaikuntha Loka, and they're going through the seven gates, meeting the Lord, and their conversation with that. So it so I think around about that, Prabhupada mentioned the translation about that. And regarding the second point, Prabhupada is mentioning that all the incarnation doesn't, no matter whether it's Vishnu Tattva or Jiva Tattva, it should be capital. They are all proper. They're nouns. They are names of the different avatars, and they should always be capitalized. So here he mentions the he has classified them into like the two different categories, like the Vishnu Tattva, like the Kapila, Naranarayan, Ram, Balaram, Krishna, the Purusha avatars, and the boar, Yagya, Rishabh, and Matsya, Kurma, Dhanvantari, Mohini, and Kalki, and the Jiva Tattvas, or the empowered ones, which are like Narad, Vyas, Buddha, Kumara, Dattatreya, Prithu, and Bhrigupati. So yeah, these most of the Vishnu avatars we have heard, but about little bit about the Saktivesha avatars. Like there are two types. The form of the Bhagavat Vesha, like which are who are the form of the divine absorption, and the divinely empowered, which are the Saktivesha avatars. So all the Saktiveshas avatar, all these Saktivesha avatars are Jiva Tattva, including those who are considered to be incarnations. So when a Jiva Tattva becomes empowered by the Lord, he is called a Saktivesha avatara. Like Dhanvantari, for example, who is the we know he came as like the god of the Ayurveda, medical science, and as Jiva Tattva, and he was a Jiva Tattva and was incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The primary Saktavesha avatars are directly empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they are called the incarnations like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva. They are considered as such, and they're considered to be such Saktavesas like as Lord Buddha, Kapiladev, Rishabhadev, and Naranarayana. And the secondary ones, they are like empowered, like Lord has given, they come in the human form and still transcendental, but Lord has given them some, you know, they are empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they're also called Vibhuti, like Jesus Christ, Hazrat Muhammad. They come into this group, and we have the Vaishnava Acharyas like Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So we see them in human form, but they are like, no, though they are like us, but they are more empowered to fulfill. Lord has given them some responsibility, and they have come to fulfill some responsibilities. So because the Lord, he does not, they associate with the material world. So I mean, he does not hold any administrative post. They do not associate directly with the person. So God has empowered such representatives who are the Saktaveshas, avatars, or the incarnations, who they have transcendental power, and they come in contact with the material world, and they spread bhakti, the message of bhakti, the devotional service. So yeah, and Jaya Maharaj, we know that he's disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and he has been like, mostly his work, his contribution has been in being an editor, like for most of the BBT publications, the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, like most of it, like which comes out, it was through him when he was the editor, the publisher. So he, kind of. Prabhupada had given responsibilities to important responsibility to his disciples. So this was one of the responsibilities given to Jayadvati Maharaj, and we know Kadamukanand Maharaj was his disciple, and so he's like the grand, spiritual master of our, Keshav Maharaj. So yeah, we still have his association. So yeah, that's all, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely explained. Unleashed Jiva Tattvas and Vishnu Tattvas, and also empowered Jiva Tattvas, Siddhavish avatars. Thank you so much, Mataji, and also the pastimes of Advaita, Shri Advaita Maharaj. Sorry, Jayadvaita Maharaj. Yes, where is Maharaj located, Mataji, at the moment? Yes, in America.
Uh, right now, I do not know, Prabhu, but he is mostly in Vrindavan, I think. Yeah, he's in Vrindavan right now. I mean, we can check his website. He must be somewhere. I mean, he does not travel, and he does not like give any more initiation, I think. So he goes for preaching work, but because of his age, his movements are like slow. Most of the Maharaj, they are mostly in Vrindavan. So, but at the present moment, I do not know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. That's fine. So wherever they're always giving the nectarian instructions to the devotees. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, that is from any other comments, dear devotees, from this letter or from Srimad Bhagavatam you wanted to share? Any comments? Hare Krishna. Charanya Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Nothing, Prabhu. Mataji has explained very wonderfully. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
No, Prabhu, just I was saying that when you said that Vidura gave Yudhishthira the code language,
Yes.
so the what was the code language, Prabhu?
Coding language, I think it comes from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a very beautiful thing, but he mentions in such a way that he is speaking, but it was understood by only Yudhishthira, no one else. That one in the Mahabharata. Where is that Mahabharata? Uh, Mahabharata. This one. Okay, so this is the dice deliverance, and then part one. Um, where is that one? Mighty Jarasandha is done. Arjuna returns lake of the birth. Okay, this is when Bhima made the thrust into the forest.
Okay.
Pandava exiled, sir. Pandavas. So Vidura, I think I would say how many Viduras here? Vidura. Vidura. So here, he says, "Oh, Yudhishthira, best of the Bharata's race." Vidura replied, "Do not feel pained by this turn of events. There is no shame in being defeated by sinful means. Your five brothers will reside happily in the forest, enjoying each other's company, along with the company of the virtuous Draupadi." And then he says that one. Finally, he said that. Where is that one? Yudhishthira thanked his uncle and blessings, and then language. So here, this is the Vidura's word. Vidura is wishing them all good. And then, where is that? He blessed them in that way might obtain from gods and various opulences. Vikram Kuvera. Leave then with our permission, O son of Kunti. None can accuse you of ever having acted sinfully. Farewell. And then that is one thing. And then, where is that? So this is still that one. I think maybe in the next chapter. And yes, I think I do not see here, but he gives the coding language somewhere. I don't see here. I could not find the language.
But that how they can save from the fire? Who can save from the fire? Like that?
Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
that language is there. So I think somewhere it might be in here.
Mhm.
But I couldn't locate exactly. But later on, Kunti into the forest, she asks once they reached into the house. This is not this point, sorry. Okay, I think this is a different part. Before they go into the part one, dice is the cast, Pandus. So this is the Pandus blessed Pandavas sent away. Yeah, Pandavas sent away. This is the one, I think.
So Prabhu, that time was they were married to Draupadi.
No, at the time they were not.
Okay, okay.
I think. So this is the language. One is the thing. The tribals. Pandava situation. So here, yeah, this is the one. So Vidura said, one who knows there are sharp weapons capable of cutting the body, although not made of metal, is not injured by them. He surveys who understands that the consumer of wood and straw does not reach the dwellers of a hole in the forest. Always stay alert. One who keeps his senses under control can never be overcome by any enemy. I don't know if I don't I don't understand this one, but only Yudhishthira understood that one. So this is the Vidura's statement.
Okay, Prabhu, that is it. Mhm.
So this is he wanted to warn Yudhishthira without anyone else understanding his message. Going before the prince who was still in the people's midst, he spoke to him in the language of Mlecha tribes people, speaking cryptically. Vidura said. So this is one who knows there are sharp weapons capable of cutting the body, although not made of metal, is not injured by them. That means, um, I don't understand. Metal
Mhm.
not injured by them, maybe possibly wood. He survives who understands that the consumer of wood, that is the fire is the consumer of wood, and straw does not reach the dwellers of a hole in the forest. Yeah. Anyway, stay alert. One who keeps his senses under control can never be overcome by any enemy. Yeah. It's a danger about the fire.
Yes, okay, so from the fire.
Yes. So only this turn understood that message, but not understandable by others. When Vidura finished, Yudhishthira replied, I understand. Vidura smiled and walked respectfully around the princes, bidding them farewell. He left for his own house. So later on, Kunti asked Yudhishthira what Vidura has said. Yudhishthira replied that Vidura had told him that their house in Varanavata would be burned down. He had also told the prince that the means of escape would be revealed to him. The learned Vidura then said that he who is self-controlled wins the sovereignty of the earth. So this is the pastime.
Mhm.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. That Vidura could have said straight away, no? He can't say the straightly, okay, then you have been in danger or something. But he used a code word, so nobody like in when Duryodhana's present, then only the Yudhishthira can understand that
Yes, Vidura.
conversation.
Vidura, he is the counselor. He is always watched by many people there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he cannot have a personal counseling to the Pandavas separately. Otherwise, Dhritarashtra immediately he sends that.
Yeah. So nice. Yeah. Thank you, Baby.
Thank you, Mataji. Meena Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I just want to ask, like, in the Dasa Avatar, so what that come under, like, which that?
Mataji, Dasavatara.
In the Dasa Avatar, they will say, like, there was a different, like, Jiva Avatar and, like, different, like, and when you read that letter, so what it come Dasa Avatar under,
Okay.
this?
It is Dashawataras. These are coming. It was spoken by Lord Varahadeva to Bhumi in the Varaha Purana.
Mm.
The prominent incarnations like that. But those avatars just only prominent. That doesn't discriminate the Sektavesha or Vishnu Tattva incarnations.
Yeah, Vishnu.
But just only the Dashavataras, Matsya Kurma, Varaha, like that. The 10 avatars. And there we do not see the Narada Muni, we do not see Vyasa, Buddha we see there. And then we do not see Dattatreya, Prudu, Bhrugupati. We see
Manvantari.
we see that. And mostly we don't see that. Yeah, just only prominent ones only we see in the Dasavatara. Not all of them. But around 26 incarnations are there if we just count everything, like the Purushni Garbha and also Hamsavatara. These are not mentioned even that 20
So
by.
like this Vishnu avatar, Vishnu Tattva. It's like Kapila and we did not see in the Dasavatar, isn't it? Narayana.
Yes, Kapila is a Siddha Purusha. So with all the mystics, yeah, we do not see there also.
Narayana as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. It is Dasha means only 10 incarnations they describe it there. And later on Jayadev Goswami also glorifying that in his songs.
So Kalki is not in the Dasavatar.
He is in Dashavatara.
So why here is like Purushartha, Bor, Krishna, Kalki? So
Kalki is also one of the Dashavataras. And it
but
is
why
Tattva.
here is many Purushartha, Bor, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
these are all Vishnu Tattvas.
But after Vishnu Dattva, some of them not come under Dasavatara. Like
No, that is a different, like prominent ones that was described. It doesn't discriminate between Vishnu Tattva and Jiva Tattva. Doesn't differentiate there. It is just only picking 10 incarnations.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. On this, if search on there's ISKCON Desire Tree, just write 6 avatars and you'll get this 6 categories of avatars. So here they have like Purusha Avatara, Leela Avatara, Guna Avatara, Manvantyara Avatara, Yuga Avatara, and Saktivesh Avatara. So if you just search that and show, I mean it's more. So I just found it from ISKCON Desire Tree. Hope it's like good reference. So then if you can show Mataji, it's very easy to understand the categorization. So very nicely explained. Did you find Prabhu?
Is this the Mataji you are saying?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, yeah. So it's in the beginning. It says the 6 kind of avatars, and then he's explained the Purusha avatars, like the Karuna Daksha, Vishnu, Garbhodaksha. It's like that. So, and then in the Leela avatars, you have all the Dasa avatars and the other avatars. So there, if you see the list.
Yeah. Leela Avataras, Guna Avataras, 3. Manvanta Avataras. So there, some of the Leela Avataras also fall into Manvantara Avataras.
Overlap, yes, yeah.
It, it is just categorization based on the activity and the characteristics and appearance and colors. And Yuga Avataras. This is the time based on the time and also the color.
Yeah, and then who Krishna, came as like Krishna, Vishnu, Satya, so those kind of categorization. And finally, the Saktavesh avatars.
Yeah.
So here also, it's no in the Saktavesh, if you go down, it says like whatever. Yeah, 4 Kumaras. So this is Lord has empowered. So empowered with knowledge. The Narada was empowered with devotional service. Brahma with creative power. Prithu Maharaj with like power to maintain all the living beings. Parashuram, the power to kill all the evil elements, and Vedavyas to complete the Vedas. So Lord has empowered these Saktavesh avatars to carry on specific responsibilities, like, and similarly the 4 Kumaras like with knowledge. So they are full with knowledge. And so in this category, Srila Prabhupada also like.
Yeah.
so like 4 Kumara also is like one of the avatar. Okay,
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yeah, this is what we have learned, Mataji. And
Here, Mataji, if you see, just the first line after Saktavesh Avatara, there are 2
Yeah.
kinds, the direct and indirect. So, Prabhu, in the same in ISKCON the ISKCON Desiratory, Prabhu. Yeah, that yeah. So Saktavisha Avatar, if you see, there is no limit to the number of Saktavisha incarnations, but some are mentioned in the Vedic literature as examples. There are two kinds: direct and indirect. When Lord Himself expands, displaying the particular power and His opulence, He is Sakshad, like direct incarnation. And then when he is giving power to the living entity with some shakti power to do some specific activity, then is considered as indirect or avesha incarnation, so like that. And then he is given the avesha incarnation example. So yeah, I found this useful.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is common. Is con desired. Yeah, this all information.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so any other questions or sharings? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today afternoon we have got Krishna Club for the children. Now Supriya Gopi Mataji is going to take over. So just to make sure that the session is not going more than 60 minutes for the children. So that is on Saturday, 12 o'clock. And there are no presentations now for the children, so they can just come and then participate, not too much, and then just 1 hour itself. Okay, so children may be happy, possibly. Okay, so that is one thing, just a new teacher now. Maybe Radhaseka Mataji is busy at the moment. Have not spoken to Mataji yet, but nowadays for last few weeks, Children's Krishna Club was not happening. So, and then, so just requested Mataji to, Saurav Prabhuji also suggested to ask Supriya Gopi Mataji. And then I asked Mataji and Prabhuji, they accepted it. So let us see how it goes today afternoon. Maybe the introductions and what is going on, how it needs to be going forward. Such kind of things will be there on the Krishna Club for children. And then for in the afternoon and the evening, we have got our regular Sangha at 7 p.m. That's all updates for me. And dear devotees, if you have got any other updates, you want to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Otherwise, we shall move to the Vaikuntha descriptions. Okay, so thank you so much. So we have been discussing the third canto. It is the chapter 16. This is about the four Kumaras. They are speaking to the Lord after Lord glorified the Brahmanas and so many things. The Brahmanas, these four Kumaras, in addressing the Lord's statement, they are speaking here. Saying that Lord also mentioned that I always take the dust of the feet of Brahmanas on top of my head. Who else not to take the such kind of dust on their heads? When he was mentioning, and then they were Kumaras, they could not understand what Lord is speaking. So Navayam Bhagavan Vidmaha Tavadeva Chikishitam Krutomi Anugrahashcheti Yad Adyakshaha Prabhashase. You are speaking like that, we have done some good to you. And you're always the well-wisher of the Brahmanas and the demigods and also Vipranam Devadevanam Bhagavan Atma Daivatam. So Brahmanyasya Param Devam Brahmanaha Kilate Prabho Vipranam Devadevanam Bhagavan Atma Daivatam. So they are glorifying the Lord, and then the Lord, they said like, you always protect the Sanatana Dharma. Tvattaha Sanatana Dharmo Rakshate Tanubhistava Dharmasya Paramo Guhyo Nirvikaro Bhavan Mataha. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead who protects the religious principles confidentially. Paramo Guhyo Nirvikaro Bhavan Mataha. You are the Nirvikara. You don't go through transformations of different bodily changes. You are always in your transcendental body. Bhavan Mataha. Mataha. This is our opinion. Likewise, they glorified the Lord in the last shloka. So today we see how Brahmanas are further explaining, further glorifying the Lord. Whenever Lord says that I am taking the feet of the Brahmanas, I worship the Brahmanas, when the Lord says, now they here, in order to counteract, give the counter statement to the Lord's statement, they are saying that, oh my dear Lord, everyone, they are all taking the feet of your Lord, taking the shelter of at your lotus feet. They're crossing this material science. But but you are saying that you are worshipping the Brahmanas, and also you, likewise, it is not possible that you get mercy from someone else because you are self-sufficient, independent, Swarat. Likewise, they are addressing that particular statement. So it's the third canto, chapter 16, verse number 19. तरन्ति हि अंजसा मृत्युं निवृत्ता यद् अनुग्रहात् योगिनः स भवान् किं स्वेद् अनुगृह्येत यत्परैः तरन्ति हि अंजसा मृत्युं, and they cross over definitely. Taranti hi anjasa mrityum, easily the what is that birth and death of this life cycle. Taranti hi anjasa mrityum nivritta yadanugrahat. Nivritta is the seizing all material desires. Yadanugrahat, by your mercy. Yoginah sa bhavan kim swed. Yoginah, the transcendentalist, sa bhavan, the Supreme Lord, sa bhavan, yourself, bhavan, you, kim swed. It was not possible, never possible, kim swed. Anugraheta yat paraihi, you may be favored by the others. That is not possible because you are self-sufficient. But here you are saying that you always worship the Brahmanas. Likewise. But here Brahmanas are saying that that is not possible, my Lord. You are self-sufficient. It is a beautiful conversations. Like whenever devotees are coming together, it is very nice conversations. Oh Prabhuji, you are doing all austerities and penances, and my humble and Danvat pranams onto your lotus feet. And they say, others says that no, I am not doing anything. You are doing everything. It is a very beautiful conversations going on, respecting each other, appreciating each other. Here the Lord is appreciating the Brahmanas, and the Brahmanas are appreciating the Lord. Though the Lord is independent, so that is beautiful conversations are going on. तरन्ति हि अंजसा मृत्युं निवृत्त यदनुग्रहात् योगिनः स भवान् किं स्वेद् अनुगृह्येत यत्परैः. So translation and purport. Can I request any volunteers to read the translation and purport, please? Yes, Mataji, please.
Mystery and the transcendental by the mercy of the Lord grows beyond necessariness by ceasing all material desire. It is not possible, therefore, that the Supreme Lord can be favored by others. Unless one favored by the Supreme Lord, one cannot cross over the ocean of the nesciences of repeated birth and death. Here is the stated that the yogis or mystic cross beyond nescience by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are many kinds of mystics such as the karma yogi, Jnana yogi, Dhyan yogi, and Bhakti yogi. The karmis particularly search after the favor of the demigod. The Jnanis want to become one with the Supreme absolute truth, and the yogi are satisfied simply by partial visions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Paramatma, and ultimately by oneness with Him. But the Bhaktas, the devotee wants to associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead eternally and serve Him. It has already been admitted that the Lord is eternal, and those who want the favor of the Supreme Lord, Supreme Lord, perpe- perpetually and are also eternal. Therefore, yogis here means devotee by the mercy of the Lord. Devotee can easily pass beyond the nescience of birth and death and attain the eternal abode of the Lord. The Lord is therefore not in need of another favor because no one is equal to or greater than him. Actually, everyone needs the favor of the Lord for successful understanding of his human mission. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you so much, Mataji. So here, unless one is favored by the Supreme Lord, one cannot cross over the ocean of the signs of repeated birth and death. So this is the Lord's mercy. यच्चकद्धङ्गम् स्तोत्रं मत्कथ अभ्युदयाङ्कितं यद्वा तपसे निष्ठा स एष मदनुग्रहः. Brahma, whatever the glories you are doing, whatever the prayers you are doing unto me, yachakadhangam stotram, matkatha abhyudayankitam, about my pastime, speaking about my pastimes, katha, and then yadbhat tapaste nishta, tapasa and nishta, the determination and also austerity and penance. Sayesha mad anugrahaha, everything by my mercy only, because you have put your endeavors to meditate for 100 years of your lifetime. So there is my mercy on it. By my mercy only, you are able to do all these activities. So here, where is the when the Lord is showing His mercy, where is our role? It is simply change of desire, very very subtle. Simply change the desire, the root. So sometimes when we are going one point, when there is a junction, whether we need to go this way or that way, when we choose, I want to go this way, and everything else will be manifested automatically. We will go to the right destination. If you just one step left or right, something like that, then it's a wrong route. So just we can choose, but we know the destinations. We can choose. That is the desire. That desire needs. It is in our. It is the free will. Yatechasi tata kuru. Whatever you desire, you do it. But we can change that desire. Whenever we put the desire towards the Lord gives all kinds of support. Sayesha madanugraha. And then here it is stated that yogis are mystics, crossed beyond the nescience by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And yogis, they are also mystics. Prabhupada was mentioning mystics, they gain so many powers that one can change his uh, position or his form from bigger to small, smaller to big. And Prabhupada was giving one example that there is one person showing such kind of mystic powers. He was tied up legs and hands, legs, and then put up in a bag, and then put that bag in a box which is locked again. And then later on, he has appeared from another door somewhere else and then appeared in front of the people. And when they have opened that box, there is no person there. It is a mystic yogi. And another time, in the Varanasi, Prabhupada was mentioning that Trairangiga Baba, something like that. So he was, when he was going naked on the street, at the time, police, they have put him in a jail, but he has come out very easily without anything. So that is the mystics. They can change their forms. But unless they are using all such kind of mystic powers in the devotional service, they will not be benefited. Na vinnanti vena yat param. Tasmai Subhadrasravase Namo Namaha. Tapasvino Dhanapara Yasisvino Mansvino Mantrivida Sumangalaha Kshemam na Vindanti Vina Yat Param Yadarpanam Tasmai Subhadrasravase Namo Namaha. So that is but here there are many kinds of yogis: karma yogi, jnana yogi, dhyana yogi, bhakti yogi. Here, jnana yogi, only the knowledge. It is not coming into the action. Karma yogi, there is the action, but they don't have full transcendental knowledge. They are always engaged in the activities to the Lord, but they are also in the fruitive things. And then beyond that, dhyana yogi, and then bhakti yogi is the perfect. He has got the knowledge, he has got the activity, he has got the meditation. He wanted to, on top of that, he wanted to please Krishna. That is the bhakti yogi. He has got everything there. Activity is there, knowledge is there, meditation is there, and he wanted, on top of that, he wanted to please Krishna. That is the bhakti yogi. Okay, so that is, and then Prabhupada gives the example of karmis. They were search after the favor of the demigods. Jnanis wanted to become one with the supreme absolute truth, and yogis are satisfied simply by partial vision of the supreme personality of Godhead, Paramatma. So that is just ultimately oneness with him. But bhaktas, they are all, they wanted to render service unto the supreme personality of Godhead. मत्सेवया प्रीत्यन्ते सालोक्यादि चतुष्टयम् नेचयन्ति सेवया पूर्णः कुतोऽन्यत् कालविप्लुतम्. They don't even desire for the four kinds of eternal liberations: salokya, sarishti, sarupya, samipya, salokyadi chatushtayam. Nechayanti sevaya purnaha, unless they complete their devotional service. Na ichayanti sevaya purnaha, unless they have complete their devotional service, they don't wanted to enter into this muktis, for liberations. Of course, they will get into it, but first of all, they wanted to do uh, to full of their satisfaction, that devotional service, that they wanted to do first. After that, they enter. And then such kind of, but what to speak of anything else, like kuto anyat kal viplitam, everything else will be diminished in due course of time. So it has already been admitted that the Lord is eternal, and those who wanted the favor of the Supreme Lord perpetually are also eternal. So this is etadishanimesya prakristopi tadgunaihi najjate sada atmastaihi yada buddhihi tadashraya. The Lord, he is not affected by the three material modes of nature. And then when though he is appearing like that, but devotees are also, because they have taken the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, there are yada buddhihi tadashraya. They are also like that. They have got the yada buddhihi, same intelligence and same activities, same nature of the Lord, similarly, but in a small quantity. They know that they are the servants of the Lord. So therefore, yogis are means devotees. That is, yogi means whenever Krishna suggesting Arjuna that become a yogi, like that. You always become a yogi. Don't think that whether you are acted in the pious ways or impious ways. Go beyond the Nistray Gunyu Tavarjuna. And then this is Vedic things. They will say this is pious, this is not pious. There are always such kind of things. But you just elevate yourself on top of those things, out of the good and bad. By the mercy of the Lord, devotees can easily pass beyond the nescience of birth and death and attain the eternal abode of the Lord. The Lord is therefore not in need of others' favor, because no one is equal to or greater than him. Actually, everyone needs the favor of the Lord for successful understanding of his human mission. It's a very nice purport. I request, dear devotees, you kindly explain in your words, so all the Matajis, in this verse, and any questions you wanted to raise or you want to share in your own words, any different references you wanted to share, kindly do so. Jahnakanya Mataji, if you are available. During Mataji?
Prabhuji, no idea. I cannot, Prabhuji. Sorry.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. Sanjita Mataji, you wanted to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. No, Prabhu, I'm just getting busy with some chores, so not today.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
day.
sure, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Meena Mataji, Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, like meaning of knee signs. Yeah.
Yes, it is the nescience is our material worldly things, material things, repeated birth and death.
Mhm.
So someone is going to the schools or offices, learning something and to gain knowledge so that they can do job, earn money. That's all. This is called nescience, materialistic activities. They're all end up with only repeated birth and death.
Mm.
Okay,
So
thank
like
you.
only go mercy of the God, then only people go beyond the knee signs.
Um,
Then that
this one,
okay, like but the mercy of the Lord.
yeah, unless one is favored by the Supreme Lord,
Mm.
they'll go through the nescience.
Otherwise, everybody in that knee signs means everybody in materialistic. Like that.
Yes, everyone are in the materialistic pool of birth and death.
But only if the mercy of the God, then they can go beyond. Okay. Mean that.
Yes, mercy of the God comes to the people, whoever is engaged in the understanding who am I and why I'm here and what I should be doing and who is God, what is my duty towards Him, and what are the different kinds of knowledges existed. Such kind of person who is inquiring for such kind of person after so many lifetimes, God shows His mercy, causeless mercy to him
Mm-hmm.
so that he can come to Krishna consciousness. He will become a devotee. That is the
Mm-hmm.
favor.
Mm. Yeah, if they have desire to know about God and all these things, and then God give the mercy.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, you wanted to add anything else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. No, Prabhu, because even though one person in the family devotee, but other doesn't want to take the Krishna or anything, so it's like that is in the material world.
Yes. So first of all, even if one tries to know about himself a little bit, just let us say 1% or 0.01%, it has already started. Started means he may to reach to that 100%, it may take so many lifetimes or so many years. But here it has started. That means it will burn all his materialistic activities, birth and death, that repeated samsriti. It already started burning it. It may take lifetimes, but when we are doing Krishna consciousness, it will go very fast, fast track, burning all the sinful activities, come very nearer to Krishna very soon, and finishing off all these birth and death things. That is Bahujanma Vipakwena Samyak Yoga Samadhina Drashtam Yatante Yataya Drashtam Yatante Yatayaha Sunyagareshu Yatpadam Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabaha. So when they're growing from 0.001% to gradually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, coming to 90, 91, 99, 99.99 and 100% coming as a pure devotee of the Lord, it will take so many lifetimes. but it is always burning the materialistic activities. It will never ever reduce. That's why Krishna also mentions that one in the 40th sloka, second chapter, what is that sloka? Can anyone say that one? That one, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahd trayate. What is that shloka? Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahto bhayat. It will save one from great danger, even the little thing. So then he is in the right path because he has started with 0.001 in that is a yogic process or a devotee. Then he is sure that he will get at least human life, at least. Or maybe if it is animal life, but still he will be getting good opportunities like eating prasadam associated with the sadhus, like that.
So, what is eternal means?
Eternal means it is everlasting, it is shashvatam. Shashvat means there is no more time influence on it. That is eternal. And transcendental. There is a immortal. Mortality means death. There is a certain period. After that, one has to die. Immortal means there is no death at all. Eternal means it is always existing, irrespective of the time, place, and circumstances, without any change. Nirvikaro.
Literally. Great.
Okay, thank you,
So,
Mata.
like, even though we have like doing the bhakti or do little bit bhakti, but still some kind of there is material desire. So then what happened to that?
One has to come back again. If there is a material desire, one has to stay back more time on the earth or whatever the desire according to his, whether he wanted to stay in the upper planetary systems or heavenly planets for some more time, he will stay there. But whenever we are staying here, what happens? We do not know. Again, we are engaged in the activities, experiencing these pleasures. During that time, if we make any mistakes, again, if we develop new desires, so if I have got more time, then I would enjoy more. Again, we need to stay back. That's why devotees, they do not uh, put themselves in such kind of state. They wanted to go back to Godhead. That's all. It doesn't matter whether it is a heaven or hell. They will always wanted to render devotional service without any sense gratification, without any personal motives. Of course, there may be personal motives as well. When the bodily concept of life, it is needed to maintain the body initially, but gradually one has to make it and transcendental to that bodily concept of life.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'm really surprised to hear that see the word favored, the Lord favored, or unless He favors you, you're not gonna be. It seems like a mixed message because we know when you do the right thing and the good thing, you are gonna be automatically, on the path to liberation, or on the route to eternal abode. But the word favor means Krishna doesn't favor anybody. I didn't think. I thought they're all his children, and we choose our path, and so if you choose to be with Krishna, of course you will get the best of Krishna. He'll have mercy on you. He doesn't even have to have mercy on you because you're doing the right thing. The mercy comes when you are really having the desire but not doing anything about it, and he might have mercy to show you the way.
Yes.
So I'm a bit confused with the word favored, because I didn't think Krishna would favor anybody more than the other.
Yes, yes. Krishna favors everyone according to their positions. Yes.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, according to their desire. If they're coming into the Krishna's path, then everything is already there. Mercy is already there. If one wanted to become like a hog, that mercy is already there. He arranges all those things.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
So the description there was about the favor. Unless Krishna favors you, instead of saying unless Krishna is pleased with you, maybe.
Yes. So he will internally, because of the desire, he will divert to the right path where the Lord's mercy
That's right, yeah.
is more towards to cross the names of defeated birth and death.
That's right, yeah. Yes, it's a good verse. Very helpful to unpick it, because sometimes you can get confused.
Yes, Mataji. It is very nicely explained here again. So Karma Yoga is like Daksha Prajapati. He engages all kinds of performance of Karma Kanda. Jnana Kanda is for the yogis like the four Kumaras, Dhyana yogis. They meditate or meditate on the super soul. Bhakti yogis, the devotees who are engaged in the pure loving devotional service only for pleasure of Krishna. Okay, so likewise.
So what's the difference between jnana and bhakti then?
Jnana is the knowledge, there is no action in it.
That's right, you get the knowledge, but you got to put it in action, yeah.
That is bhakti.
Yeah.
And it was a practice easy to do, isn't it? Like Nana, they have to do so much austerity and suffer.
So
To
austerity,
merge with the Gnan, to merge with the God, they are doing so much tapa and everything.
tapa, austerities, worship, and they're all they will bring nearer to it. But one.
Now I'm saying that Gnani has to do to Gnan yoga, but in Bhakti yoga is easiest path as well, to just chanting and reading or hearing.
Yeah, this is the role we are engaging our senses in the service of the Lord, hearing Krishna Katha, Shravanam Kirtanam. That is starting point. And also, if I have got an opportunity to render some service, like going into the temple, doing some kind of prasadam for the pleasure of the Lord, and then for the sake of devotees, that is service. That when Krishna says, "Na vedaihi, na tapasa, na Jaya." So when he was saying, I cannot be understand by studying of the Vedas or performing austerity, performing different vratas, not by Jaya worship, not by all these things, but only Bhaktatu Ananya Sektya. What is Bhakti again? Rendering this one service like Patram Pushpam Palam Toyam Yomi Bhaktya Pariyachati. Tadaham Bhakti Upuratam Asnam Pretatmanaha. Engaging in the service for the pleasure of the Lord, not for my personal thing, for the pleasure of the Lord. That is bhakti, lovingly. That is called bhakti. Whenever one is engaging, he will automatically get everything else. Like the knowledge, the fruitive things also come there, but it is a divine. And then the knowledge will come there. Meditation is come there because we're always meditating on Krishna and his names, and the service is there. Because of the service, we get so much of happiness. So much of happiness, that one. It is always relishable and shareable with others as well, other devotees. That one who are like Janakanya Mataji, Meena Mataji are doing in the very beautiful services. That is where they derive more pleasure than anything else. and Sanjita Mataji, Usha Mataji, all engaging in the service. That is what we we take along with us. This is Brahma Sampatya. This is the wealth. This is the real wealth. It will come with us. Brahma Sampatti. One who has got a billionaire, he doesn't have to worry about anything. He can buy anything very easily. Likewise, when he has got Brahma Sampatti, he can counteract any kinds of problems in his life. At the same time, he will also experience all kinds of the happiness. But he knows what is the best. That is called Brahma Sampatti. That's why people, they do not engage in any activities. They are always sitting and meditating on the Lord, meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, always chanting the names. So having one kamandala and one staff in their hands and then carry. That is, they acquire this Brahma Sampatti, Brahmarshi, Maharshis, Brahmarshis, like that. Again, their positions in their according to their austerity. Okay, so that is. But Bhakti Yogi, so again, these yogis, whether they wanted to do it personally, or devotees, they are under the shelter of the Krishna, lotus feet of Krishna. Lord will take charge of them. Okay, so that is from that purport. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Shall we go to the one more shloka or should we stop? Again, there are Kumaras are also addressing few more things. It is also just only recite the shlokas and then see further if there is much to discuss, then we will do it in the next week. Or what devotees wanted to do. Okay, can I request otherwise we'll recite this verse all devotees 3 times each devotee and then we stop the session and then we go to the next shloka next week. Okay, so can I request going with the alphabetical order? Usha Mataji? Okay, going in the reverse alphabetical order. Usha Mataji first then. So just तरन्ति हि अंजसा मृत्युम निवृत्ता यदनुग्रहात् योगिनः स भवान् किं स्वेद अनुगृह्येत यत्परैः. So so 3 times Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Taranti hi ajnanasa. Sorry, Prabhu. Taranti hi ajnanasa. Mrityum nivritta yadanugraha. Yoginah sa bhavan kim svet अनुग्रहेत यत्परैः तरन्ति हि अज्ञानसामृत्यं निवृत्ता यदनुग्रहान् योगिनः स भवान् क्लींस्वित् अनुगृह्येत् यत्परैः तरन्ति हि अज्ञानसामृत्यं निवृत्ता यदनुग्रहात् योगिनः स भवान् क्लींस्वित् अनुगृह्येत यत्परैः.
Thank you Mataji. Nicely recited. Do I have Sanjita Mataji to recite?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. तरन्ति ह्यञ्जसा मृत्युं निवृत्त यद् अनुग्रहात् योगिनः स भवान् किं स्वेद् अनुगृह्येत यत्परायैः तरन्ति ह्यञ्जसा मृत्युं निवृत्त यद् अनुग्रहात् योगिनः स भवान् किं स्वेद् अनुगृह्येत यत्परायैः तरन्ति ह्यञ्जसा मृत्युं निवृत्य यद् अनुग्रहात् योगिनः स भवान् किं स्वेद् अनुगृहीत यत्परैः. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you Mataji. Very beautifully recited. Can I request Meena Mataji please?
Hare Krishna. तरन्ति यचसा मृत्युं निवृत्ता यद् अनुग्रहात् योगिना स पवान् किंस्वित् अनुग्रहेत यत्परेह तरन्ति यचसा मृत्यु निवृत्ता यद् अनुग्रहात् योगिनः स पवान् किंस्वित् अनुग्रहेत यत्परेह तरन्ति यचसा मृत्युं निवृत्ता यद् अनुग्रहात् योगिनः स पवान् किंस्वित् अनुग्रहेत यत्परेह
It is yat paraihi.
यत्परेह यत्परेहि
Paraihi.
परेहि okay. यत्परेहि
Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so can I request next Jahna Kanya Mataji, please?
Hare Krishna. Taranti Anjan Samrityam Taranti Anja Samrityam Nivritajyad Anugrahat Yogina Sa Pavan Kim Sved Anugriyatas Yad Pare Taranti Anjasamrityam Nirvritayad Anugrahat Yogina Sabhavan Kim Swed Anugrihitayad Purahi Taranti Taranti Ajasa Mrityam Nivritayad Anugrahat Yogina Sa Bhavan Kim Swed Anugrihitayad Parai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully recited. Gaurangi Mataji, please. Gaurangi Mataji, are you available to recite?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Okay. I have to read, Prabhuji.
Yes, just read it.
Sorry. Okay, I couldn't see Prabhuji. I can make a big one. Taranti Hanjasa Mrityum Nivita Yadanugrahat Yoginaha Sabhavan Kiswindanu Grihiryat Parehan. 3 times Prabhuji or one time?
3 times.
Okay. Taranti Hanjasa Mrityum Nivita Yadanugrahat Yoginaha Sabhavan Kiswindanu Grihiryat Parehan. Taranti Handasa Mrityum Devita Yadanugrahat Yoginaha Sabhavan Kisveda Nugrihet Yat Pareha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Would you like to read the translation as well, Mataji? Just
Okay, Prabhuji. Mastis and transcendentals, by the mercy of the Lord, cross beyond nations by seeing all material desires. It is not possible, therefore, that the Supreme Lord can be favored by others. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So sometimes Prabhupada says that we are all doing service only for our benefit sake, not for that Lord will desire for our chapatis or something like that. It is the Lord is Atmaram Purnakamam Nijalabena Nicheda. He does not need any help from anyone. That statement is repeated by the four Kumaras here. Okay, thank you so much, dear devotees. So this is very beautiful verse. Anything else you wanted to share? So before we conclude this one and move on to further japa.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, maybe you can just quickly you show the puppet, I'll just try to sum up. Yeah. So here, the main message is that Lord is, we have to understand that unless we have mercy, we do not understand the purpose of this human life. Because Lord, of course, He fulfills our desire, whatever is, and we have the free will to practice whatever we want to do. So this material nations, the ocean of birth and repeated death, it will not be over unless we have Lord's mercy to understand the purpose of our life. So here we see the different kinds of yogis. The karma yogi, they are mostly they are in search, they would doing their karma kanda, so they will ask for benedictions from the demigods. So and carry on doing that. But again, does that take him out of this material life, birth and death? No, he will get, of course, definitely get some credit, and but after the credit is over, he'll come down again. Similarly, the Jnani yogis, like, they are full of knowledge. They want to be one with the Lord, like with Brahman realization. But again, in the Brahman, like when they are one with that, it's only till that as much as austerity they have done, it will be only till that time their power will be there, and after that again they will be in the cycle of birth and death. The Dhyana yogis, they want to meditate on the Paramatma or the super soul of the Lord. And then we have the Bhakti yogis. So in Bhagavad Gita we see, like, the Supreme Lord, it's the 18 chapters. The first 6 chapters, they are like for the Karma Yoga. Yeah. So he talks mostly about like how through your karma, whatever you do, uh, um, through your karma, you can, if you dovetail your karma in Krishna consciousness, then you can still attain that. In the end 6 chapters, it's about the gyan, like he gives all the transcendental, the confidence, the knowledge, and in the middle he keeps this bhakti. So bhakti is not for everybody, like it's something very confidential. So like, we had when Shankaracharya came, like, he everybody thinks he came here to preach, like, something different that Lord did not want. So he is one of Lord Shiva's incarnation who came here to filter out, like, who are Lord's devotee and who are not Lord's devotee. So he gave this philosophy of Advaita, that you become one with the Lord. But then he said, Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Mudhamate. So if you're not worship him Govinda, then you are like foolish. So, and he helped to revive the Gita, all this transcendental knowledge, which before that, like when Buddha was there during that time, it became all Shunyavadi, like there was nothing, no Vedas, no nothing. So he came to do that. So similarly, we see, like, the 4 Kumaras, they were full of knowledge, but they did not do any devotional service. They thought, Lord did not exist as a person. So they had to go to this, what we are reading, like, they had to go to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, to travel physically to see that Lord is a person. But there, Lord Brahma wanted them to, increase the progeny, do that, and do as a service, but they did not want to do that. They only were fixed in sadhana, like to attain gyan about absolute truth about the Lord. But other side, we see Narad Muni. Yeah, so he had this benediction that he could travel through all the 3 planetary system and then spread the knowledge, do Krishna. So the icon of devotional service, we can like think as Narad Muni. Yeah, wherever he went, he whatever he did, however he did, all he was trying to do is glorify the Lord. He kept on all his life, he kept on doing, like, and he is still there, like we see him convincing so many. Hanuman, we see, like, even Prabhupada says, like, Prithivite Ache, like Lord Chaitanya's mission, Prithivite Ache, Jata Nagaradi Gram, Sharvatra Hoibe, More Nam. So to help that mission, he's still helping. So even as in the Panchatattva, he's there as Shivash Thakur. Yeah, so incarnation of Shivashtaku. So, I mean, that is one aspect. So, that comes through bhakti. So, as Prabhu mentioned, like in bhakti, we have gyan, we do, as humans, we have to do the karma kanda. We cannot, as grihasthas, we have to do that. But the main aim to understand is the purpose of life. What is this purpose of? So, it's only through Lord's mercy that we are successfully able to understand this human life, and Lord gives this benediction to only the bhaktas, like those who practice bhakti. He gives that. Other yogas, other paths, they are also like that's also they are devotees. Yogi means they are devotees, but again their power finishes after some time. So eternally understand Lord and be in His service and go back to Godhead. It's only through bhakti. So sorry, Prabhu, I couldn't like consolidate nicely, but I just wanted to say that, yeah, as my realization. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully explained. So nice reflections on it. Muktim dadati karhit sma na bhakti yogam. The Lord, He can give the liberation. Muktim dadati karhit very easily at any time. But sma na bhakti yogam. He does not give bhakti to everyone else, just like the Pandavas they received. And even Krishna acted like a kinkarovaha, just like a servant to the Pandavas. Daivim priyah kulapatihi kvacha kinkarovaha. That is how one can tie up the Lord through their devotional service. So many of our pastimes are there. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautifully explained. Anything else, dear devotees?
And Hare Krishna Prabhu, yeah, as you mentioned, Lord was there like Arjuna's charioteer, Sarathi. Similarly with Lord Shiva, like Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. So Shiva's Nandi, he is also incarnation of Krishna, like Vishnu. Because when Shiva, he was always ready to fulfill whatever, like, in the mode of those who are in the mode of ignorance, he wanted to deliver them, the bhutas, pisachas, all the ghosts and all. So they but he did not have any weapons. So Lord, he was just meditating. So then, when he was attacked by the demons were preparing to attack. I heard this story just during one of our ISKCON devotees. He was one of the lectures. He was mentioning that then when the demons were coming, Lord Shiva, he didn't have any weapons. So Lord gave him Trishul and Nandi. So Vishnu, he's so fond of Mahadev that he said, I will come as Nandi and you can sit on me and then go and conquer these demons. And so, and when we see Nandi, he's always looking, when we see like in any temple, Nandi's eyes, it's not facing this the bhaktas, like he's always looking at the Shivalinga. He's facing the Shivalinga. Similarly, like when we see in the temple, we see Hanumanji. He's like facing Lord Ram, like always at the lotus feet of Ram. So similarly, Nandi, he's an incarnation of Vishnu. He wanted to serve his bhakta. So he's always like to give, like as Krishna came as a charioteer, he was there for Nandi, as Nandi to serve Lord Shiva in his mission to liberate these demons and all. He served in that mood. So we see how, like, when you are a bhakta, how Lord himself want to serve them. So that's a beautiful thing. I just also wanted to share, Prabhu.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very beautiful example of it. Yeah. That is how the Lord is Yatsevaya Pritamte. That is uh, whenever Lord was previously speaking to the Kumaras. Yatsevaya. Okay, very beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Um, Anything else before we conclude?
And Prabhu, you were asking where was Jaya Advaita Maharaj was trying to find out. So he is now mainly based in Mayapur, in Mayapur Institute of Vedic Studies. So I think he does collaborate with them, and he's writing a book called the Vanaprastha Adventure. Like, because now he's at this phase of life with his kind of with his age, retirement, and all. So he's not actively traveling a lot. So he's writing this book on his website, and then he writes these excerpts from his book, and he asking devotees to give their feedback, like how the man in Branaprastha, how you can still be in bhakti and carry on practicing Krishna consciousness. So that's where he's currently based, Prabhu. So I just thought I'll add that, update that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for the update. I just was inquisitive, just to understand. Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Any other sharings? Okay, so in that case, we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो
नमः।
नमः
नमो
अनंत
नमः
वैष्णव
की
जय श्रील
जय, श्री
प्रभुपाद की
प्रभुपाद की
जय
जय।
हरे कृष्ण
Hare
कॉन्शियस
Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhu, for
Prabhu.
your time and Saturday classes explaining so many things. So let's all please say three loud Hari Bols to Prabhu before we conclude.
Hari
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 Bol,
Bol,
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol,
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Oh.
Hare Krishna to all the devotees, all those to Srila Prabhupada, Guru and Gauranga. And thank you so much, Sanchita Mataji. So you have got so much of knowledge to share with all of us. So hope we'll hear you soon through your different lectures or speakings. Of course, you are very busy, but whenever we are fortunate to hear you. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I just do not have always running after, as grihasthas, we are so much into karma kanda. It's hardly much time, though the mind wants to do that, but at the same time, its mind is divided. You cannot focus. Like half of the time, energy goes in, maintaining this grihastha life, and then hardly get any time. So much to do, but do not find. So my lectures and nothing like lectures, Prabhu, some realization here and there. So nothing very structured like you do. I only try just like that.
But yeah, you brought up your children with Krishna consciousness, which is really, really good. Yeah, there's so much involved all this. So yeah, you're doing so nice.
That is the most hardest task, Mataji. I mean, it's
But yeah, that is hardest, but you are continuous doing and make them to like Krishna consciousness and how they sing and all this sloka. And so very
Yeah.
nice.
So determination.
Yeah.
Praising the
It's other way, Prabhu. Like it's somehow it's bit of Lord's mercy that I got their association. They had, from the past life they continue. I think. I mean, not only my children. Same with Amoga Prabhu, your children also. They are so much into Krishna consciousness. They are very nice, always attending classes and doing things so nicely in Krishna consciousness. So when they recite slokas so nicely, and we didn't get to listen to them, like because of some classes and all. This year they could not join the Krishna class on Saturdays, but when your children recite and they share their relation, that's so sweet. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's from the past life they continue that, and I feel fortunate. We are fortunate to get the association. Uh, it's not, we just try to steer them a bit, like a steering the wheel a bit like that, because Maya Devi is very strong and they can get distracted. But because it's Kali Yuga, they can get distracted. But like, see, like Prahlad Maharaj, it's from his past life, so even born in a Daitya family, nothing could like stop him, but that was in a different yuga. But here there is so much like distraction in school. We are not fortunate enough to send them to Gurukul and all. So they have so much outside influence to get distracted. So steering a bit only is our responsibility. Other than that, I think they carry on from their previous life. So yeah, I've seen, like, when we observe children, we understand that. So yeah, not it's Lord's mercy. We do not no matter how much hard we try, if they are not inclined, you cannot bring them to Krishna consciousness. That I've seen. Yeah, in my family, other members, it's, if I'm able to do for my children, I'm trying for their cousins and all. No, they're not interested. So it's like from previous so then that makes us conclude it's from previous life. You cannot, like, maybe 2 or 3 days they'll come, and then they'll not attend. So we do not have, yeah, we are so tiny. We have like free will, but it's Lord's desire. We do not have much say in whatever we do. Even our children do. So that's how I um, accept it. Yeah.
Very true. That's true. But still, you make effort. Then only, like, when they are small, you have to make effort to come and all these classes attend. Very important, which you have done doing as well.
Yep, Mataji, maybe because, as elder, you do not attend, Saturday classes by, this children's Krishna Club, Sahiti and Dijit. Like, if you hear them, they are very, like, they are also doing so well, very realized and very nice. So it's like Prabhu, but with Prabhu, it's like they are getting much more association like that, because Prabhu is so knowledgeable. But like, for me, it's more harder try it, I couldn't say, because I'm not able to give them so much, only direct them, yeah, to do this, do that.
And I did not hear any Amoghas Prabhu's children because
Yeah, so yeah,
I
the
don't
Krishna class
know.
sometimes,
So
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
Prabhu, do you still record them, like, on Saturdays, Krishna class?
In the last few sessions, we have not recorded Mataji, so children were less.
Oh, okay.
It was less. Maybe so. We need to see from today onwards. Supriya Gopi Mataji is going to take over.
Yeah, Mataji, Meena Mataji, yeah, I must hear, like, especially Sahiti. She's so young and still, I mean, when my children used to come till last year, so when she shares her realization, it's very nice. Dijit is elder. He's also very, very good at doing shlokas and everything. So yeah, there's so
Okay.
many other children, Arjo and this Devashish Prabhu's children, Drone, we see them also. So, and then few children from India, they join. So yeah, there were many others who came, and then somehow material commitments, they move on. So yeah, it's not a big group now, but earlier it used to be like 12 children. They used to come regularly and discuss so much of, like, it was a nice endeavor. Hope again, it's prayers that with Supriya Gopi Mataji, they get engaged in learning Krishna consciousness. That's very important for the children.
Hope again we see all the children. Maybe full strength comes. It will be very nice. And just keeping the not too much of homework or such kind of projects or presentations. So with simple light, so children just take part and just take association, participate. As simple as that.
Yes, yeah. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, all by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Guru Gauranga and Krishna. Okay, thank you so much. So we shall conclude and see you today evening at 7 p.m. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
Namo Namaha and Koti
Ananta
Vaishnava
Koti
Koti
Vaishnava
and
Koti Jaya, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare
Hare Krishna.